This morning I'm just bringing you my latest journal, which I'm really in two minds about. I really, personally, don't like ring binder journals. To me the rings are awkward and clumsy. They stick out when the journal is on the bookshelf. I prefer a much cleaner, unencumbered sort of a binding. But having said that, I watched a video from Wendy's journal adventure. I sometimes like to watch her videos to get a Leo fix, and she had some good ideas. And before, when I've made these, the journals simply haven't worked for various reasons, and she had some good ideas to share, so I thought, well, I'll just give it one more go and just see. I've got some rings that I can use for other purposes, but I thought, right, I'll give it a go. I like to try these new things and perhaps get things right, especially when they haven't worked previously tremendously well. So that's what made me start. So the other thing was, this is entirely recycled. Everything about it is bits and bobs from other projects and things that I have sort of tucked away and not used in anything else. So I've used a few of those bits and pieces, some book cages, some old crocheted flowers, a bit of felty stuff. I've called it the Eclectic Garden for various reasons, but I've tried to keep everything on a sort of a garden-y, florally type of theme. Usual binding. It's a nice chunky fat journal. I've actually had to take several embellishments out. I had this nice little again recycled envelope that and tag card that I've made into a little journal card, but I've had to even take that out because it was too fat. Because of the thickness of it, because it was too chunky, I've had to really watch what went inside. There's still room for plenty of journaling and a few photos in things, but it doesn't have a lot of potential for a lot of bulkiness, or any further bulkiness. It's as good as it can get. I have got larger rings, but I don't like the look of them. I took them out and just used these sort of mid-size one. I think these are about 2 inches, maybe a fraction more. Usual post and hairband closure, and inside the front we've got a large pocket with a tag and a journaling card that's got file folder on the back, file card on the back. All of the digitals from this are either the graphics vary, or some Ephemeris Vintage Garden that I've retained from other projects and not used, or some of Chris and my own digital stuff. So I probably won't say any more about the digitals. That's where they came from, but they were all things that I had printed off in my stash. This is a handmade envelope. That's just a single handmade envelope I've had for years. It's been sitting around. It's finally got a home, and in there I've got an envelope with a couple of journaling cards, nice little journaling cards in there. I've got some of the cream cardstock that I've used as the basis for most of the journaling, and one of my own digital mixed medium type pieces as a card. Again, that was already been printed, so I just recycled that. In here is there's 2 or 3 of these, or a couple of these gorgeous bird images from the Graphics Fairy, and a couple of her lovely sort of fruit and botanical images. This is a pocket, it was actually an envelope, and I cut the top flap off, so I've used that as a pocket, and that's a Ephemeris Vintage Garden piece of paper. It was, you know, I had it using it for other things. I just topped the top off because it had a name on it. I was able to recycle that, and I've attached one of our little digital watering cans and flowers to the bottom, and I believe that's an Ephemeris Vintage Garden too. Inside here is a lovely bird and fruit image. Looks like medlars even, with a journaling card on the back, and on the top of that, I don't know if you can see it very well, the lighting's a bit dull this morning, I've got a little cinnamon and wood glue button. My daughter and I made these many, many years ago when we were doing some embroidery, and I found that little one still sitting there, so again, it's found a home. On the back of that I've got a little glassine bag and a couple of journaling cards from, these were from a Kaiser Craft paper line, and I think it was called Southern Land or Great Southern Land, and one of our own little bead cards. It's quite small, you won't be able to see the detail on that on the video, but it's lots of bees on it. Now this was one of the ideas I took from Wendy's video, and there are 3 of these little journaling sections in this album, this journal, and on this page I've used this little insert. This little gorgeous shaped was one, and it's the most beautiful paper. It feels like suede. This was from my friend Manuela in Switzerland, who sent me that years ago, well, a couple of years ago now, and a couple more journaling cards just in there. That'd be great to put a photo or some journaling. Inside here we've got a tuck spot with some little journaling cards, and there's a photo of my grandparents' wedding. They've got beautiful bouquets, so that's just in there. It's a bit of interest. Another form of flowers. And these little journaling sections have just got various pieces of paper, a little pocket there with another one of those Kaiser Craft tags, and in the back I've attached a few sheets of paper. Now this was the other thing from Wendy's video, was to put these board inserts between the sections, and I think they really do help, even though they add bulk to the binder clips. They do add a lot of stability, and I think that was a great idea. So I just used sheets of jelly print paper and to cover those, and a pocket on either side. And this one's got, what is it? It's a double-sided tab I just created for documentation, and some of our own digital stuff on that. I'll tie that up after. And on the back there's just a plain tag and a journaling card. It matched the colour of this beautifully. This was another little glassine, well, a larger glassine bag. It's got a pocket on the back with a tag, and on the inside there's a small journaling section, just a few pages in that, made with the same cardstock. Again, that was some digital stuff that I was playing with the other day. So that was, I think, the only thing I printed off. And down in this corner there's a tiny, where is it? There he is, tiny little bee on a bit of calico, just for a bit of textural interest. This is another pocket, and it's got a tag on the pocket on the front, sort of a library card, sort of a tag with some digital journaling card. And this little envelope has got a lovely magpie and waratah cut from an old greeting card. It was too gorgeous to throw away, and I've used a little Velcro dot on that, and there's another journaling card inside there, just to hold it shut. It was tending to flap a bit. Here is the middle section journal, and that's got one of our little beekeeping pockets with the top cut off and a couple of tags in there. And again, this is another one of those little journal spots. Again, some journaling tags in there as well. Different papers. That's the second one. Again, I put some little beads on the ties. And on the back of this one is an old postcard. It's quite small, I think. This one might have been a famous vintage garden. On this one is an image of a lady in a garden and a file card on the back for journaling. And in these little seed pockets, which are from the Graphics Fairy, I've added a few little seeds from my garden with some notes. So there's two of those. That one is hollyhocks. Here's the second of the two card inserts. Again, pocket front and back. Just some journaling cards and a large tag. Large tag there, smaller journaling card there. And gorgeous bird images. This is the last little section. This is the bottom half of a white bag. I just cut it off to fit, with a tuck spot on the front and a journaling card. And on the inside of this, I've added two of my own garden images just on the cream cardstock to act as journaling cards in there. And on the back is a tuck spot and a journaling card. This little pocket has got a tag inside. I keep saying tab when I mean tag and tag when I mean tab. Made a little 3-page journaling swatch there, just using a little die cut flower that I had, that I've added with a grommet, and just tuck that in the belly band. Used a little flower at the bottom just as a stopper. Another little tuck spot there. This one has the final component, and that's just the third of the little journals, and that one simply has a flower on the front of each of those. I don't think this one has any tuck spots internally. Just a couple of more journaling cards tucked in the back of that. And on the back of that, another little tuck spot, and again a couple of journaling cards. Again, just ones that Chris made this one, I made that one. So just utilising some of the bits and bobs that I'd printed off for other projects. And the final little one is one of our embroidery set pockets. And another little journaling spot, photo place. I think that one was a Graphics Fairy. And again, another little seed component, and this one has got snapdragons and iridiums in there. So that's it. That's the little journal. I hope someone loves it more than I do. It's a very eclectic little piece. It's got a bit of interest, I suppose, and texture, and it's not unlovely. It's just that I don't particularly like the format. However, having said that, some of Wendy's ideas about these types of folders worked really well, and I know if I took out those board liners, it would sit quite nicely and it would be less bulgy. However, I think the stability they give inside is worth retaining them. So thanks, Wendy, for your inspiration, and I hope you enjoyed looking at this little journal, little album, and I hope I find someone who enjoys using it. It's certainly used a bit of my bits and pieces up, so that's all good. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.